Sometimes, MotoGP engineers have to take a step back to move forward. Even now, with all the advanced computer and digital simulation tools available, this is still the case. The best bikes on the MotoGP grid are so technically advanced that it's hard to find ways to improve them further. That's why the MotoGP pit lane uses the slogan marginal gains, a small increase in a bike's speed that can ultimately give it a competitive advantage, even if it's only 0.01 seconds. That's why it's no surprise that the factory Ducati team decided to start the 2025 season by parking the GP25 engine and chassis, and maybe even its latest aero package. This isn't the first time we've seen it. Remember when Ducati switched back to GP21 machines for Pecco Bagnaia and Jack Miller right before the first race in 2022? Yamaha did the same in 2006 when their YZR-M1 had engine problems. So after a few races, they gave Valentino Rossi and Colin Edwards 2005 M1 chassis. Kevin Schwantz did it in 1994, fitting a 1993 chassis to his new Suzuki RGV 500. And Mick Doohan did it a year earlier, returning his 1993 Honda NSR 500 to 1992 engine spec. It's even more important to go back to the old engine specs because since 2010, MotoGP engines have been homologated and sealed. This means riders have to choose the best engine spec before the first race or risk failure for the whole season. This is what happened to Suzuki in 2017. The factory engineers increased the mass in the crankshaft, hoping to get a friendlier throttle response. But what happened was that this increase in mass was too much, so the bike was bad. Alex Rins and Andrea Iannone struggled to break into the top 10, which cost Iannone his Suzuki ride. Iannone said the bike was hard to brake and turn, even compared to the 2016 bike. Factory Ducati riders Bagnaia and Marc Marquez seemed to like the GP25 machine on the first day at Sepang last week, saying the power delivery was very smooth and precise. So, what changed their minds about not liking the GP25 engine? Actually, they didn't change their minds at all. Bagnaia was lying when he praised the new machine, which is no surprise. Riders and engineers always lie to each other and to the media. Ducati started testing the GP25 chassis way before the 2025 machine. Bagnaia gave the chassis the thumbs up after testing it at the Misano tests last September. He was impressed because it seemed to fix the rear-to-front pressure problem caused by the new Michelin rear tire for the 2024 season and the super grippy rear tire. But when Bagnaia and Marquez tested it in Barcelona in November, they weren't so sure about its braking potential. They had the same feeling when they got to Sepang. So, both factory riders will race the 2024 engine with the 2024 chassis, and they could even start the season with the GP24 aero package. Marquez said he's got to take a close look at the 2025 aero package since he's already done 2 tests with it and got some pretty fast results. But the new aero also changes the bike's balance, so his team's still figuring out how it handles in both fast and slow corners. So, does this mean Ducati's MotoGP dominance is coming to an end? Apparently not. Dorna's new concessions, which were introduced last year to help struggling Japanese manufacturers, have definitely helped Honda and Yamaha close the gap. Aprilia and KTM seem to have a better understanding of the Michelin rear tire than last year, when tire and other issues made them less competitive than they were in 2023. The GP24 is a solid bike, and it should have won most of the 20 MotoGP races last year, if it weren't for Marquez winning a few on the GP23. Testing can be misleading. While some of Ducati's competitors might have had fewer issues than last year, the real challenge comes when all the riders hit the track. Maximizing the bike's performance over long distances involves analyzing the tires and adjusting the bike based on the analysis. And Ducati's got the best crew of engineers in MotoGP, no question. And let's not forget Marquez's incredible talent. Ducati's been crushing its rivals for the last 5 seasons, winning 5 constructors and 3 riders' titles. But this is the first time since Casey Stoner raced for the Red Team in 2010 that Ducati's had a 100% genius rider on a factory MotoGP bike. In testing at Buriram, Marquez did an awesome race simulation, averaging 1 second faster than the previous race record. This could partly be due to the new Michelin rear tire that gave the Ducati a big advantage last season. MotoGP 2025 will also be the first year Marquez rides the most competitive bike in the Premier class. With an excellent track record and a solid partnership with his new crew chief Marco Rigamonti, the 8-time world champion could be the deciding factor in the title race. Other riders in contention at the top include Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi on Aprilia, Pedro Acosta on KTM, and Alex Marquez riding the Ducati GP24 with the Gresini team. The real competition will be revealed when the riders take to the track and the racing season is about to begin.